good people, how's it going? Welcome to Trapped in the South. Welcome to Movie Monday. I'm sure you are very confused by this angle and all of my Target bags behind me, but look, you gotta film when you gotta film, and just think of it as like a Target background. Like, this isn't real. Like, maybe it's just like I'm photoshopped into this. But in reality, this is just today, okay? So, today's movie is, I always say insert drum roll, but I never actually insert a drum roll, but a metaphorical drum roll, please. Two Can Play That Game. So, Two Can Play That Game stars Vivica A. Fox, Morris Chestnut, we have Anthony Anderson, Wendy Raquel Robinson, Monique, Gabrielle Union, Bobby Brown, Tamala Jones. I mean, it is star-studded, okay? So this movie came out in 2001, and when I read that, I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, I was so ready for this to be like 98, 99. Like, I vividly remember watching this movie. Of course, I didn't watch it in theaters, but like, I think I watched it on like USA, and USA used to be known for like the reruns all the time. But when this movie came out, I was at the ripe age of, let's see, 14 years old. So maybe that's why I was so interested in it. Cause like, okay, so it is about basically Vivica A. Fox's character, her name is Shantae, and Morris Chestnut's character, his name is Keith. And so basically Shantae gives advice to all her girlfriends about like how to keep your man, or if he ain't acting right, like basically how to kick him to the curb, and for him to be begging for you back, and you just kind of like, no, I don't want you. And so I watched this movie, and it was so good. Like, I've definitely watched it quite a few times in my lifespan. A little bit to the point where I could like recite some of the dialogue, or I remember the outfits that are about to pop up. And what made me decide to actually watch this movie is because there was this thing on TikTok, and it was like, tell me a movie that you could recite word for word. And this girl goes up, and it's the scene, if you've seen this, where Vivica A. Fox is in her car, and it's kind of like when it's first starting, and she had just came back from seeing her boo thing, actually having a nooner with her boo thing, and Gabrielle Union walks up, and her character's name is Connie, and they kind of like do it like 1 to 2 minute sitch, but at the end Vivica's basically like, I don't like that hoe. Like, she wasted my time. But let me give you some stats. So I did tell you who was in it. It was made in 2001. The director was Mark Brown. 30 minutes. The budget was $13 million. It made $22.3 million, which I always like to look at the budget just to see like, what did the money really go to, and how much did they recoup times whatever for the budget that they had. I told you who it was directed Mark Brown, directed and written by Mark Brown. I've never heard of him, and when I wikied him, he didn't have a link, which I hate when that happens. So he doesn't have a wiki, so I can't look up other things that he has been a part of. But what I did find out when I was wikiing, that in like 2006, 2008, Vivica Fox actually made another movie. It went to a film festival called Three Can Play That Game. And the guy from Station 119, which is not where I know him from, Miranda Bailey's husband. What is his name on Grey's Anatomy? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember what his name is. Remember, he was an anesthesiologist, and then he decided he wanted to go like fulfill a life dream of being a firefighter. And it was such a big deal because like we got to see Miranda find like love after her divorce, and like Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going completely blank. That's really messed up. But anywho, he's in it. I want to say his name is George something, which does not fit him whatsoever. He does not look like a George. But anyways, back to this movie. Two can play that game. So Vivica Fox and Keith are together. They're dating. And basically, Vivica just helped one of her good girlfriends, who happens to be Wendy Raquel Robinson, get her man to propose to her. And so it's like this step by step, day by day things that you should do. And then Keith, who's going through all of this, has his friend Anthony Anderson, which is a hilarious person to play this role. I didn't even realize that like he was in this movie, but and he's kind of like telling him the play by play. Like, Anthony Anderson has the game down packed, okay? And Keith is just like messing it up as he goes along. Anthony's like, oh, she did that? Well, then you need to do this. Oh, she did this? Man, like, you don't know who you messing with, but dog, we got her. And poor Morris Chestnut's character, he was whipped. He was whipped. And then it got to the point where he started listening to Anthony Anderson, and we started fighting fire with fire. And he goes on a company date with Connie, Gabrielle Union's character, and it's in front of Shantae. And she kind of caused a little bit of a scene. She was just like, this is my man, what you doing? And Gabrielle Union's character was like, well, if it's your man, why he with me? Like, something you're not trying to get into at a company party, okay? But worst comes to worst, or the end comes to the end. Shantae thinks that, you know, due to her research, she knows that he's going to be at her house begging for forgiveness on day 10, and he isn't. And she is low-key devastated and decides to go out. She finds him at the bar, and basically she reverses the way that he picked her up. She does the same for him, and that's the end of the movie. So I really enjoyed watching that again. Put in the comments below, have you seen Two Can Play That Game? What have you seen Two Can Play That Game? And what movie should I watch next? I'll see y'all later. Bye.